Hello and welcome to Confidently Wrong, a show by regular dudes talking with confidence about content we have no right to speak about with any kind of authority, but do it anyway. I'm Wesley Nakamura, and as always, I'm joined by award-winning director Brian Redondo and Savon Jones, aka Captain Vonnie. This is episode 95, and we're looking in our rearview mirrors at the past year as we give out the 2022 Confidently Wrong Awards. I'm confident that it's going to be the best show you've ever listened to, and well, hey, if it's not, you can always ask us for a refund.
Incredible!
Hello, gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of Confidently Wrong. Brian, Savon, how's it going, gentlemen? Brian, you've been sort of off the grid lately. What's been up with you?
Am I off the grid? I'm on the grid right now. I'm
on the
in
grid?
our little Zencast grid at the moment. Does that count?
Yeah. I feel like you've been
It's
a
a
little,
dumb joke.
MIA, busy. You got a lot going on.
Is your mama a teacher?
No.
Doctor.
Is yours?
You don't have teachers in your family, in your household?
Not in my household.
I
Why
just
do
see
you ask?
passport in the back, and I'm like, is that passport reading? It looks like a learning intervention program. Do you see that, Wes?
Isn't it a game? It's a board game.
I think that's a really old school board game.
Oh, I thought that was an intervention learning system, because I was like, wait, reading? I feel like we had that at a school I worked at.
That sounds like
it
something
definitely
that could
seems
be,
like a school game.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah,
All
it
right.
is. It's called
It's like
Voyager
learn
Passport. Yeah, I
the-
had to look it up. Yeah, passports
learn
are
the
reading
geography.
intervention.
That's really funny. It is a
Yeah,
reading
just-
intervention.
Yeah, man. I was just like, y'all got teachers? No, okay, cool. I'll stop being nosy.
I'm not sure I even know what reading intervention is. Is that just like when somebody comes in to tell you that you can't read?
Like that's a
Oh, you
little
gotta
more
read
crude. That's a little more crude, but in its essence, kind of. Like
It's like an intervention for an addict. Like that person's closest friends and family confront them about not being able to read.
You make it sound worse because I regularly have to support intervention groups and people who read them at work. But in its essence, like, yeah, it's like, hey, yo, bro, you're reading them math, like it's not up to par. We're gonna intervene and pull you from class into these separate, smaller groups to work on your base foundation skills so that you can catch up in the larger setting. So,
But the
it is an
intervention is the second part, not the first part.
yeah. So like,
The intervention is the support.
yeah, but the summary part of you saying, yeah, you can't read, we gotta, like, basically, but we don't
That
say
comes
that
at the
part.
beginning.
Like, you said the quiet part out loud. It's implied. But I'm joking. When we think intervention, when we think in a school, this man instantly goes to like, oh, yo, this person is like on drugs. I'm like, yeah, I guess these words have different connotations. That's
It's gonna
great.
confuse the hell out of those kids.
They're gonna get older. I was in an intervention.
Well, this is our
Sorry.
is this
Sorry, I
our
mean to
Juan
cut-
Toscano episode here. This is number 95, I believe.
Are you serious?
So we're
dude?
gonna talk about
That's a
some of the
deep cut.
end of year awards 2022.
What a year!
Pretty much everything is gonna have a a video game or a geek culture slant to it. You won't find Malcolm Gladwell on any of these lists for sure. So,
But he
let's
is
start with the
listening.
big
Friend
one.
of the show, Malcolm Gladwell. What's up?
The first award, one of the biggies, best game. Savon, who wins your best game of the year 2022 edition?
I mean, there was a lot of good games that were out this year. Horizon Forbidden West was a blast, and even though I feel like it got overshadowed by other games I'm going to mention, that game was beautiful. That was one of the most beautiful games I've played in my life, and I'm going to replay it again soon. There was Elden Ring, there was God of War, Apex, and Grand Theft Auto. Modern Warfare had a new entry. There's a lot of good stuff that's out. New Pokemon came out. Like, there's some hot stuff. Sifu. There's some hot games in the streets right now. But I think I'm gonna have to give it to, surprise, surprise, God of War Ragnarok. This is a game that for me lived up to every ounce of the hype. It was a visual masterpiece. It was amazing storytelling. I finished the game, and so the story is the best God of War story by far. It is a true father-son epic that legitimately at many moments brought tears to my eyes. Brian, I know you might have finished
Tears?
it. Oh yeah, there was
Not
moments
yet.
like Yeah, don't worry, I'm not gonna spoil it. There's no spoilers in this, but it lived up to all the hype and some. It had amazing gameplay, amazing visuals, challenging puzzles, captivating visual boss fights. It gave me everything I wanted in a game, and so I have to give Game of the Year on that. With Elden Ring being an honorable mention, a clear second, but a game that still deserves some love, despite my issues with it.
I mean, for me, Game of the Year, game of 2022, is clearly Elden Ring. Close second, God of War. Duh.
Come on,
Two
now,
games I didn't play.
Oh man,
Come on,
the fight, Playboy.
Elden Ring is just so original and like just hundreds of hours of glorious gameplay that just hooks you right into the lands between immediately, and it's just like a world that you can't stop exploring over and over and over, and just uncovering every single secret and mystery in its like weird glorious nook and cranny. So I mean that is a game of a generation, folks, not just 2022. Damn right I said it.
Whoa,
Honestly, dude,
not just
I mean,
2022.
I mean, Brian's not wrong. That's the thing. And dude, honestly, and I'll say this:
I can't wait till Tears
about,
of the Kingdom comes out and he says the same exact thing. So
multiple statements could be true. You dig?
Yeah, it's not mutually exclusive.
Yeah.
No, it is. If you say game of a generation, they both can't be game of a generation 1 year apart.
No, you can't.
Yeah,
yes, it can.
Where do you think generations get separated from? It's like 1 year difference. 89 to 90. New generation.
Bird and Magic played at the same time, and we're both generational talents. You know? Come on now. But I will say, like, for everything I loved about God of War, and it was, again, my game of the year, Elden Ring probably had some of the most, like, I'll even say, like, just core gamer memory moments I've had. I think I've had just in my years playing games. Brian, to your point, man, the first time you walk out that little tunnel and you just see that open field of green, that big ass golden tree just lighting the sky up in a beacon, all these distant hills, and then a big ass tree sentinel that you have no chance of fighting, but you decide, man, let's see what's shaking with it. It's like like the first time you go into the underground. Have you been to the underground city?
Yes, of course.
The first time you go down that long incredible 2-minute elevator ride and it's just stars in the sky. There are moments in that game, Wes, that I wish I could legitimately wipe my memory so I could experience it for the first time. Because that was some of the
Men in Black.
Those were some amazing just moments. Again, for all my critiques about the game, again, I loved it. That game probably has, I think, some of the best art direction I've ever seen in like any game, period. I'm trying to really think about, like, not the graphics, because the graphics are like, oh, maybe not its strong point, but it doesn't matter because the art direction was so masterfully done that, oof, they did a lot of stuff right. Like, I have so many critiques, but I'm like, yo, man, I just want to talk about the stuff I loved because Elden Ring was so damn good. But yeah, Brian, no controversy on that, player.
Game recognized game.
Game recognized games. Like, I want to be ignorant and be like, no, and tear this down to build up my thing I like. But I'm like, no, I just like both. I just think one was a little better.
It's fair.
Let's just be wholesome today.
I gotta be honest, my gaming this year was very undiversified. I downloaded an older game, Jedi Fallen Order, didn't play it. Played Horizon Forbidden. I still want to. I just haven't done it yet. It was on sale, so I just got it. You know, I was like, I could play that later, and then haven't had time or haven't had the desire. I played Horizon Forbidden West. Really looking forward to that. Played a bunch of hours. Got to the last mission and then stopped. I have no idea what happened. Maybe school started again. I'm not sure. I just didn't continue and haven't got back to it. Now I forget. Yeah, now I forgot how to play, so I don't even know if I'm going to finish the end of it.
Wow.
No, never forget. Never forget. Wes, this was the man who was saying, I'm not going to do the final boss until I finish the thing with all of the game's enemies in it. And you were then informed that, well, that shouldn't hold you up because the last thing you need to complete the enemy entrance is the final boss. But,
well, I didn't find that out until much later, but you're right. I should go back to it. Maybe I'll do that over winter break. I got 2 weeks coming up, yo.
I just gotta air stuff. I gotta bring up the picture thing too, but I'm gonna wait till the time is right. Continue, Wes. I'll leave you to it.
And it was a really fun game. I think it just got a little bit like not repetitive, but it just didn't have like the wow factor I think that the first one did. And maybe that was just because it wasn't as new, right? It was something we had seen before. Whereas the first one, everything was new and it was eye opening. So I think that kind of held it back just a smidge. So, a little honorable mention there. My game of the year is Apex still. I've been playing it for 3 years now at this point, and pretty much every time I get to play on, it's like, do I want to play NBA 2K? Like, not really. Do I want to play Jedi Fallen Order? Oh, maybe that's for later. Do I want to play Outer Worlds? Definitely not. Or what is it called? Outer Worlds, Brian? The one you tried to get us on?
Outer Wilds. Oh,
Outer Wilds.
That's a game of a generation, folks.
I couldn't even fly the little model in the first thing, and then couldn't figure out the second one where we had to catch up to the planet or something like that. I was like, all right, I guess I'm out. I don't really get it. So Apex, it's the tried and true. It's my comfort blanket, but getting a win in Apex is just exhilarating, and in a way that Call of Duty Warzone is not. You can actually like play well. You get into some good games. You get into good scraps. You got to really think on your feet. Man, Call of Duty Warzone, I've been trying to play with Mike a few times. That game so far, I don't know if it's because I'm terrible at it, which I am, but it's just not fun. You just walk around. You don't got any superpowers. You don't got any double jump. You just walk around doing nothing, trying to pick up random things off the ground, and then 20 minutes later, after you've been walking around this whole big giant ass map, somebody shoots you in the side of the head and you're dead. Like 3 shots, blah, 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 and you're dead. You can't cover, you can't do nothing.
You're not wrong, Wes, but keep it a buck. This could have been said word for word about Apex, and someone who didn't hear the COD part before wouldn't have been able to distinguish it. Like, this is also just people who don't like battle royales in general. How many times we done say in Apex, we done spent all this time running and looting just to get clapped up by some predators who, they don't one-shot you in the head from the side, but a Horizon yeets herself and ults on you. You hear an Octane jump pad, a pass behind the zip line, and then they send your ass back to the lobby just with that.
But at least you hear them coming. At least you know you're about to face your doom. In Warzone, you just dead.
I agree.
Nothing happens. You just dead.
No, I agree. No, Warzone's on the chopping block on my PlayStation. I'm like, man, if I gotta do an update or if I gotta get a new game and it's like, no space, Warzone on the trade block. Look, they about to get sent. They about to be a free agent real quick. I think it's just a style. I agree.
Let me tell you one of the best games that I've been playing this year, which is try to figure out what Kaya wants. Kaya is 1 year old. This little cute ass baby. Can't walk yet, can't talk yet, but she somehow like tries to tell you what she wants, and it's just a point and a little like, and you're trying to figure out like, is she pointing? She doesn't even quite point in the right direction yet. It's just like point and and you're like, do you want this? Do you want the banana? It's almost always the banana, by the way. That's almost like 90% of the correct answer is banana. Do you want to like touch this ornament on the tree? Do you want to like go outside? Do you want to like hang out with Nyla? There's a lot of possible guesses for point in a general direction, which is really just a 180-degree field of view in front of her, and then and then you're trying to figure out what she wants. And then sometimes she cries, and you're like, you have everything you want. You just got fed. You just got your diaper changed. You don't really need anything, kid. And then you figure out, wait a second, it's 8:30. This kid is tired. She needs to go to bed. And then you put her down, and then she's out like a light. So, parenting, it's just a whole lot of guessing. And then you try and do something, and then they start crying some more. You're like, guess that wasn't it. So that's been the best game.
I don't know if that's the game of the year or just like the most painful game of the year.
Well, here's the thing. That isn't unlike an Elden Ring quest. That's not.
But when you get it, like when you get it, you're just like, I did it. Your parent of the year right here.
That is the Elden Ring experience.
Level up.
Very vague directions, not a lot of guidance. They just really point in a general direction and make a noise with minimal words. And you just kind of have to vibe off it. And ultimately, there was the element of randomness that you was like, I would have never figured this out on my own. And that's so maybe you have played Elden Ring. You just played a different, a different version of the game. Also, what I will say, bro, is that some of that just sounds like adulting. I'm like, shit, I'll be feeling like Kaya then. If that you describing Kaya, I was relating to that a little harder than I like to. I'm like, you got most of the things you want. Why are you still disappointed or upset? Do I just need to take a nap? Am I hungry? What's going on? Man, let me just go lay down. Out like a light.
Get this man some gas cards. We gotta pick
what do I want? What do I want? I'm looking out the window in a general direction. Oh, what do I want? I guess it's in that direction somewhere. I don't know what though. Food, entertainment. Look, man, I'm kind of identifying with Kaya on the slick. Like, yo, I feel you.
Wait,
dog.
Savon has an update.
Kaya.
Savon, you have an update for us on the gas card thing, because I for sure hard made fun of you. I was like, gas cards as a gift, bro. Like, come on,
You were on
like,
my
get something
ass,
fun.
yo.
Like, who wants something that is just like literally just a functional piece of like money that's not even money? Like, who wants that? And Savon, you have an update for us. What is the update here?
Yo, when I put that on social on the confident page, we promoted that episode, and I put in my story, I'll die on the hill that gas cards are a good gift. Dude,
I was
had
ready
at
to
least,
bury
like,
him. I was like, he's gonna have a
dude,
funeral. Like, tell me when it is. I'll get my
I had at
suit
least,
dry
like,
cleaned.
I had at least like 8-9 people, and I don't even know these people listen to the show. They just saw that prompt and was like, "Yo, I co-signed that statement." It was just like, "Yo, a gas card's a great gift." People I didn't even expect to come out the woodwork. I was like, "Oh, yeah, you agree with this? Bet." When it comes, keep in mind, a gas card isn't necessarily the gift you get for like your mama or your grandma. But if you got somebody who you cool with, but you still getting them a gift and you don't quite know what to get them, for a lot of people,
Gas card.
practical stuff that you will definitely use. Like, come on, B, that's you'll hate this. My I got the people I manage at work. I got them a little something for the holidays.
Gas cards.
No, I just told them straight up, like, hey, yo, like, what's something that you would use / want in this price range? Just straight up, because that's easy. It's like, yo, I want, like, because there's something that's practical you want, and this in this range, that's easy.
Yeah.
Because I know that you'll use it. Like, I don't want to get you a cookbook that's cute that you don't use compared to a gas card that's like, yo, you're gonna use that, and you're gonna feel the benefit of like, hey, that's $20 of my own money I can spend on some other shit.
So, how many box of condoms did you buy?
Excuse me? I am a virgin under our Lord's name. What you talking about?
What is happening here?
I am not married. So there's any of that going on.
Gotcha. Amen. Let's
Purity
move on. Award number 2. Best movie 2022. I'm going to go here. I couldn't pick. So my first entry, I think, is more on the like just the Passion Project Award, right? Of best movie. So Everything Everywhere All at Once. Just a wild movie. Didn't get much buzz beforehand, except our Emmy Award winning director Brian Redondo, or editor Brian Redondo, let us know about it ahead of time.
I direct.
Yeah. Well, but your Emmy Award is for editing, so that's all. Emmy Award winning
producing.
Yeah, Emmy Award winning Brian Redondo told us about this ahead of time, so I knew to look out for it. Brian sold us on it, how good it was, and then we went in and saw it, and what an extraordinary, just like wild, imaginative film. Just amazing. Michelle Yeoh, did a great job. The daughter was, terrible as both the frightening version of herself and the like more vulnerable side of herself. Just what a cool movie. And then Wayman, like what a like cultural superstar hit. What a cool movie to see. And it's not all just blockbuster franchises and sequels. There's room for movies like that to exist and be cool. And at the same time, like I was like, I don't want to pick like a commercial hit. It's like, too easy or whatever. But like Wakanda Forever got me in the feels. And like if a movie can do that, it's got to be up there as a top movie for me. So I was bought into that movie. I forever will remember just moments like the opening title cards being silent, Shuri sitting on the beach just trying to deal with her grief. The ability of that movie to deal with complex emotions and ideas and still put on a great show. Just hats off to Coogler and the team and Marvel Studios for putting that together. So I think both are deserving for slightly different reasons. I know that's kind of cheating to choose best movie and then choose 2, but I couldn't choose between these 2. So that's where
the Talakan rot in the whales really won you over, bro. They came in on those Shamu killer whales. I was like, oh yeah, this is movie of the year, easy, slam dunk. What's the Vince Carter, Jeff? It's over.
It's over. Brian, which one are you going with? Best movie.
For me, I mean, I love both of those movies that you mentioned, but head and shoulders above them all is Jordan Peele's Nope from this summer. Just incredible all around. It's basically Jordan Peele with a budget. Amazing. And he just really knocked this out of the park, kind of reinventing the alien invasion movie, the monster movie, forcing us to think about how our relationship with filmmaking and like what it means to, create movies and and use spectacles or how spectacles play a role in the world. And then also the relationship between people of color and movie making. And then, of course, just having standout performances from Daniel Kaluuya and Keke Palmer as the best sibling on-screen relationship, that cinema has ever seen. So, I mean, this is a movie that you could just like keep watching over and over and then finding more goodness and more things to unpack out of it. Like, unlike Jordan Peele's other movies, this movie is not as overt in its themes, and so it leaves a lot of room for interpretation. And I actually think it makes it a better movie for it. And it's also just, a really good crowd pleasing popcorn movie. So for me, hands down, Nope.
I need to see it. I haven't seen it, and it
Yeah, I
doesn't
need to
seem as
see it
scary
too.
as the other two. So I think
definitely
I
is
could be
not.
more into it.
Yeah, and
The
even
other
me as like
two,
a
I'm a little
certified
bit scared
weenie.
of.
Nah,
Yeah,
even
I'm
me
a
as a
little scared of
certified
the other
card
two.
carrying weenie. Nah, man, the other two didn't scare me. Like
Okay, all right.
they felt. Wait, have you seen them though? Right?
No, I haven't seen them. They have the characters with the scissors and the blood, and I was like, yeah,
They're not.
I don't know
What
about that.
bothers you? Because I guess it depends on what bothers you. Because there's not a bunch of blood and gore in either. Like, especially for someone who plays violent video games.
I
Come
mean,
on,
I
bro.
don't like jumpy kind of movies where it's like jump scare. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
like any
See,
of
like
that.
It's
it
very
doesn't really
light.
have
It's
jump scare.
light.
Like, it doesn't really have jump scares. Not like a monster jumps out the darkness type deal. There's a few like mild suspense moments, but as someone me who hates horror with a passion, I saw Get Out and what's the other one?
Us.
Us, and wasn't freaked out and thoroughly enjoyed them. Like, I'm glad
All
that
right.
I sat and watched
I
them.
think I'll start with Nope though. It sounds less scary.
Yeah, it's probably
Get
the
Out's
most
just
approachable.
but Get Out's just such a better movie, bro.
Yeah.
But it is, yeah.
Bradley Whitford, love that guy.
A little
He's from Westworld.
heavy-handed, maybe, but it's good. Like
Okay.
it needed to be heavy-handed because of what the movie was about.
Yeah. Savon, what
Uh,
takes your prize for best movie of 2022?
I put
Notice
Spider-Man
I
No Way
said
Home on that.
2022.
That movie came out in December, exactly a year ago. I checked the release date. It came out in December of last year, bro. Award shows already do where if you come out in late December, you carry over to the next year. I'm not doing this with you.
Thank you. Please don't.
If
Keep
it was
going.
November,
Keep
I wouldn't
going.
say nothing. Yeah,
All right.
Spider-Man No Way Home was almost on my list, and then I just thought about how much I did not enjoy the ending of that movie. Like that really soured my view. So I think I'm gonna go the direction of Wakanda Forever. Same deal of just the movie made me feel a lot of things. That movie, I don't think a movie's ever made me cry more than that movie did. Like 3 separate moments in that movie at least, I cried, including the second time I saw it. My whole family, I was able to get together to watch it for Thanksgiving. It's hard for me to get them together to watch a movie. It's like herding cats, and that still engaged everybody. And just the way they reimagined Namor and did and interpret and did a reimagining of the Atlantean stuff, losing Chadwick Boseman. It was a really good movie, and movie of the year. I don't feel bad about that. Spider-Man would take it if it was not for the ending. I want to be clear about that because Spider-Man No Way Home was a really good movie.
It was really good. Shout out to Ned
a lot of
and Ned's
but you
grandmother.
need a little downside. You need to do a lot of homework to understand the movie, but it's a good movie. But yeah, Wakanda Forever.
A lot of homework. It's a
You have
weird
to
way
have seen
put
like 8 other movies. Spider-Man movies, not even the Avengers stuff, but whatever.
All right, let's move on. So we're gonna go big silver screen, small television screen. Best show could be streaming, could be otherwise. Where are we going? What is your best show of 2022? Savon, start us off.
Abbott Elementary, easy.
Quinta
again,
Brunson, shout out.
Yep. Again, it came out at like the end of last year, like December of last year. I don't care because same deal we just talked about. I mean, this is just a totally new original IP, new concept. It takes a familiar TV style of the mockumentary, which isn't the most original thing at this point. It's pretty much an established genre now these days.
Yeah.
But it takes such a refreshing take on the realities of what real life public education looks like. Again, almost every educator I know can just relate to this show on a level of, man, it is accurate, but it's not a gloom and doom show, but it doesn't downplay the challenges of working in under-resourced schools. Wes, I don't know how much it speaks to your experience, but it's an amazing show. The humor is great. It does a great job of recognizing the cultural diversity of a school, but not whitewashing that these are still primarily African American spaces. But even then, the African American experience isn't a monolith. Characters like like Janine, like Barbara, like Ava are all such drastically different types of people with different backgrounds that you're getting. It's a very refreshing take on what actual, like, a lot of American culture actually is. You still got the really intense South Philly teacher. Amazing show, funny, humorous.
She's intense,
but
A lot
humorous
of Philly
without.
sports references.
Yeah, I love them. All the Ben, I love them. Like the Ben Simmons references, when just little things like that. The show is very culturally relevant and respectful of the community that it's portraying. And it's nice to have a good wholesome show that is humorous without just being raunchy or dark or too much. Like, you can watch this around like a relatively young crowd, and it's not just blatantly inappropriate. Not that I'm watching it alone, but I still appreciate the tone. Yeah, Abbott Elementary. If you haven't watched it, you should watch it. It is hilarious.
It didn't hold my attention.
Sad,
I do like it.
Sad.
Yeah, I do like it. It's funny, but
Low energy.
it just didn't. I don't know. Maybe I just don't want to watch a show about a school, given that I work in a school all day long. But
I
it is what
mean,
it is.
the main character is kind of you, Wes. She went to
But I
the
don't wanna watch
same
a sh-
university
I
you
don't-
went
I
to,
don't want to watch a
and
show
she
about
teaches
me.
kids. It's you.
and
And has this
major-
like can-do attitude about it.
Yep. And says so much shit that is just like, oh my lord. So many things
She's
that just
too-
make you visibly
She's too
just
confident. She's too confident in her teaching ability.
She's confidently
after
wrong?
No
Yes,
time
she
being a
is.
teacher. That's all. That's what I'm saying.
That's the most realistic part of the show. That perfectly summarizes a young idealistic first, second year teacher. That's the best part. That's why her and Barbara are so amazing. Because it's just like, Barbara just like, hey, yo, bro, you gotta chill.
Yeah.
You had a 10, I need
real.
you at a 2.
Too real. And like crazy in like the charter school world, like I'm freaking Barbara now, man. Like I'm not. I haven't been in the game. I haven't been in the game like as long as Barbara, but like for charter school world, I've been in the school. I've been in the game as long as Barbara, man. Like I'm in my 12th year of teaching, I think, at this point. Like there are very few people in charter schools who are 12 years in and still going.
Right.
Which is sad, right? Like I don't even feel like I'm fully formed. I'm not even like the best teacher I could be yet. And like, I'm probably one of the top like 5 teachers on our campus now, like that to me feels wrong. I'm like, but I also realize like, well, I guess 12 years is kind of a long time. You better be good at your job at this point.
Yeah, Wes,
like,
I mean, I'm not
you
trying to
otherwise
say
you in the wrong job.
I'm not trying to say you old, but like, yo, you an old head now. Like and I say old head, Brian, back me up.
Yeah.
Old head, and there's a term of endearment.
Yeah.
Like, yo, man, you a vet, you a leader. Like, I be feeling like that. I'm younger than you, but like, bro, I'm in them moments where if I'm working with people who are like in their early 20s or 18, 19, I'm like, yo, you a vet to them. Like, whether you like it or not.
So here's how I kind of know I'm older too, right? I used to like, at the beginning of the year, I'd put people's phone numbers in my phone, like other teachers and stuff, just so I could like text them or whatever and be like, hey, so-and-so's coming your way or blah, blah. And I didn't have to search. Like we have like a spreadsheet somewhere that's linked, but it's always hard for me to find it. So I just put them in my phone at the beginning of the year. Bro, I don't do that anymore. You got to be at our school a year, and I've had to like talk to you more than once, and maybe needed to text you more than once for me to put your number in my phone. Like, man, teachers just be falling off left and right. And I'm like, well, why the heck do I have you in my phone anymore then? So no, you're not making it in the phone unless I call you more than once, like a bunch of times, or you've been here more than a year and you're still sticking with it and showing signs you're in it. So.
That's
the rule.
Cranky old
man.
No,
Wes is Wes is right. I get
man,
so
I went
many
through the trouble of putting
like,
you in my phone and you quit 4 weeks in. Nah, get out of here with that.
Yeah,
you waited 3 months.
The 10 seconds it took me to do that. Damn.
Yeah. But even my job, we cycle people through every 10 months. So if it's just a team of people and I got all their numbers, I'm like, yo, at a certain point, I can't just be saving every single number. If you only go like reach me, hit me up on Teams, email me at least. But like at a certain point, and then I already don't like answer numbers. If I don't know a number, I don't recognize. I don't want to answer because a lot of people either spam or people asking for money I ain't got. So it's just like, yo, we already on edge. I'm with you, Wes, 100%. I'm with you. Like you gotta
have some time invested, right?
You ain't about to just save your number.
Yet.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have enough interactions so I'm like, oh, I should save this person's number.
Yeah.
But if it's a one-off, hello, Hey, it's Will. Hey, Will, can you yeah, sure. You're gonna have to say who you are every time you pick up the phone. That's just where we at with it.
And when you text me, like, who's this again? I'll be right there.
Who
No
this?
worries. Yeah, I ain't ignoring you. I just not
Or
saving your number yet.
Or say your name in the first text so I could go back to that one and be like, oh, that's who that is, bad. Okay.
All right. Let's get on to the. Oh no, wait. We got one more. Brian, what's your best show of the year?
Best show of the year. It closed out
And
its
why
series.
is it She-Hulk? Oh, okay, not She-Hulk.
I mean,
Don't do
She-Hulk
that.
should close out its series.
Don't do that.
But best show of this year and best show of a generation had its final season this year. Better Call Saul. Oh my God, the prequel to Breaking Bad is just phenomenal. Every aspect of it is the highest quality on television. Writing, acting, cinematography, editing, music. It's just incredible what they did with this show, and makes you even forget about Breaking Bad. It's that good. And like, yes, it's about the drug game in the Southwest region in New Mexico. But actually, the highlight of the show is that, in fact, it makes the lawyer aspect, the legal aspect, that side of the world of Better Call Saul, the more interesting, engaging part of the show. And that a character like Saul Goodman from Breaking Bad, who's kind of a joke of a character in that, become the hero of this show, and one that you're rooting for way more than you ever did for any of the characters on Breaking Bad is such is such a credit to what they were able to accomplish. And he's not the only great character on the show. Like Kim Wexler, his wife, uh very like equally as laudable, perhaps even more so. And they just had the incredible run this past season, the way they were able to close it out and give a full story arc to our beloved Saul Goodman and Kim Wexler, and have such a heartbreaking ending. So many memorable moments. And I'm not even talking about Gus Fring yet. Like, I mean, Gus Fring even had his moments. It's just,
so for listeners listening at
it's
home,
just incredible. And one of those shows that you got to watch. What'd you say, Wes?
You still
you cut out for a bit, so we might have missed some of that. Maybe it recorded. Who knows? We'll see. We'll find out. Good old Zencaster.
No, I need to finish Better Call Saul. I think I fell off between seasons, Brian. At the, just want to spoil it for people because this is a big spoiler, but it was the conclusion of the stuff with like Chuck and Jimmy.
Oh yeah,
it was like I kind of saw like the conclusion of that little mini arc or that little thing, and then there was like a season gap break, and then I just fell off the show altogether. And I ended up getting spoiled by the ending just by like YouTube and general culture. But like, should I still just re-up? Like, I remember the plot leading up to that pretty well. Is it still worth me just hopping right back in?
Oh, absolutely.
Even if I know the ending, like I know at this point I know what happens, even like the epilogue stuff. But like, how good is this of journey relative to destination?
I mean, that is the thing with Better Call Saul. Because it's a prequel, you already know who dies, what happens, and the whole show is really based off of just like a couple of lines dropped in like season 1 of Breaking Bad. So this show really is all about the journey, right? And that's something that I think sets it apart from most other shows, is that it's almost entirely about the details. And it's like how the mechanics of how things are done, the little things that are shown, how they're shown. There's so much long stretches of every episode where there's no dialogue. You're just seeing things happen, and you as an audience piece it together. And I think it's just like incredibly well made, and so it's definitely a show that's very much about the journey.
Nice.
Just like life, about the journey, not the destination.
Yeah, it better be, because the destination is death. So like, I better be having a good journey. Shit.
No way, man. You're going to the happy place in the sky. My best show, honorable mention, The Bear. What a fun, just energetic, super binge-worthy show. And I love to binge shows, so honorable mention there. My best show, Andor. I got to talk a lot about it, so I'm not going to say more than that. I just think Andor put it all together, and also benefited from Star Wars's and even Marvel's kind of weaker entries into the Disney Plus universe. So having that come out of the gates, just firing and on all cylinders and just working as a show. Kudos, best show. Tony Gilroy, great job. Next one. All right, let's do it. Here we go. We got some lighter awards.
Wait, I thought we were talking. Wait, nothing about Andor.
I said about Andor, it was great. Tony Gilroy, shout out. Good job.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, you said the bear. Okay, yeah. I mean Andor.
Yeah. We did a whole show on Andor.
I'll take back some of the.
We
things
did
I
multiple
said
shows
about
on Andor.
Yeah. I'll take
you
back
watched the
some
end.
of what I said.
All right.
I'll take back some of what I said.
All right.
The prison arc really all the way top to bottom really did elevate the show. I think some of the stuff after I still had a little bit of I don't know if I care about this character, but the prison arc elevated just the scale and stakes of the show in a way that's like, all right, cool. This is my general criticism remains, but it's a lot softer. So I want to, I can be wrong. I can concede, I can.
Yeah. I don't think you did concede. I think you still said you were right in that sentence there. My general thought still stands.
Yeah, but if it's to a lesser degree, then that means there was a lot of points you made that were absolutely true that swayed me. So,
Great.
Not
I primed you for that, I think. We set the stage, and then you were like, okay, I'm open to that. And then, you watched it, it's good.
I go in with open mind.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You ran the hot water over that joint.
That's a good trick, by the way. I don't know. It's a good thing. All right. So you want to go into the little lighter ones? We don't want to do MVP and worst character of the year. I think there's some good mining for stuff there. We could bring that back in a different show then. All right. Let's do some sillier awards. Those are the serious awards. We had to put on our adult hats for all of that. But let's put on our juvenile hats here. So the most confidently wrong award, which goes to the person who, let's say, had the wrongest take, but obviously had to have the most confidence with that take, which makes your fall from grace that much further. Savon, do you want to award the most confidently wrong award? Who does it go to this year?
Ooh, who just had the Wes, what do you mean by you called Top Gun Maverick? How's that a wrong opinion? Didn't you like the movie and love it and it was successful? Wasn't everything about that?
It was in response to the award that we think I think you're gonna give here. I just want to give myself a little shout out there for being confidently right.
Like, honestly, I don't know.
Who wrote Boba Fett? Who wrote Boba Fett?
I wrote Boba Fett.
As in, it was honestly gonna be good?
I thought that Boba Fett was gonna be I didn't think it was gonna be perfect. I thought it was gonna be better than what we got. There was just
the writing was on the wall.
There was just some direction moments that, you know what, Boba Fett really I started to really lose faith when the
mopeds,
the huts. No, not even the mopeds. No,
the mopeds,
not even
man.
the mopeds. It wasn't even that. It was when the huts sent their Wookiee gladiator dude to assassinate them, and they have guards.
What's his
and
name?
this
Black
man,
something.
Black Kirsten.
Cool character. Oh, what a
cool
character.
He's badass, cool. But when they send him to kill Boba, and Boba's in his tank in his room in his fortified palace, and homie just walked into his bedroom out of nowhere, just like, yo, what's up? I'm just like, okay, oof.
He didn't have Simply Safe security.
Yeah, I'm just like, oof, this is just, I have so many, as someone who suspends his disbelief quite a bit, I was just like, hey, yo, what is this? I was very upset. I was viscerally upset. I'm like, this has so much, but you just needed a scene of him kind of sneaking in. This man just pulled Boba out his bathtub and started throwing hands. I'm just like, yo, this is the wackest shit I've seen in a minute.
So Savon awarded himself the most confidently wrong award. I like it.
I love how Savon just admitted that he suspends his disbelief a lot. He's like, my head is always in the clouds. I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna roll with it.
Yeah, because when it comes to entertainment stuff, if you try and overthink it, you have people like Wes who is getting mad about Namor wings, but don't question Superman just defying all concepts of physics we know. And it's just like, dog, don't think about it too hard.
It's all about center of gravity.
You said so.
Center of
If I'm
gravity.
someone who can, if I'm
What
someone
makes
who
the
can
difference.
consistently detach himself from reality to entertain himself, and you pull me back down, damn, bro, you gotta be on one because I am great at disassociating. So I gotta give myself that one. Like Savon, bro, you was I was very hyped for that show, and I was deeply disappointed. I really was like, I think I was talking that shit up, and I think
All
I was
right, we
hating on
got
Top
2.
Gun.
Oh yeah, that movie turned out to be good.
Yeah, I
Even
mean,
though
I
the
didn't see it,
plot,
but like,
even though the plot was horrible, didn't matter. The plot had no actual details. Didn't matter. Great movie.
it's hard to
Go see
justify
it.
jets fighting without it being an actual world war, and so you gotta come
Yeah.
up with something. You gotta get real creative.
It's just a nameless country with a nameless sort of weapon and a nameless sort of thing, and like nameless geography, just a mountain with like a hole in the middle. Hey, call it a day. Let the jets fly. Let Tom Cruise do his thing, and it works out.
I've seen
Hell
Ace
yeah.
Combat games with more meat on the bones, but if it's good, it's good.
All right, our second award is the Marvelous Moment Award. It goes to the moment where Marvel just drops something cool on you that you just like can't get out of your head, or you're just like amazed by. They're really good at this. What was your 2022 marvelous moment of the year? Brian, what are you going with?
I was going to mention Ms. Marvel running through the streets of Jersey City, but I actually think
AKA Toronto.
the real marvelous moment was in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness when he was in the alternate Earth presented with Professor X, Black Bolt, and Mr. Fantastic, and they're all taken out by Scarlet Witch in increasingly haunting ways.
The hard solo.
Oh man, she covers Black Bolt's mouth, so of course his voice can destroy other people. So he destroys himself, and then Mr. Fantastic just like unravels in a spiral like yarn, and then Professor X trapped in his own mind. Like, man, that was just amazing, like true comic book perfection. Thank you for that. That was the marvelous moment for me.
Savon.
Wes? Oh,
well, you want me to go? I don't think I got one.
All right, I'll go then.
I'll think about it.
You reminded me of how much I also in that same movie I love them bouncing through the different multiverses scene. I've rewatched that scene. I'm like, oh my god, that was so fun to just rewind and look at the individual ones. I felt similarly about that scene, but the one I'm gonna pick is actually for the culture. My marvelous moment this year was She-Hulk, the Meg Thee Stallion episode, when in the post-credit scene, when She-Hulk is now like Megan's new lawyer, they're just at the end just busting it down, twerking in her little window office. That was one of my favorite Marvel moments. It was great. That song, like yada 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 yada. She-Hulk saying, "I will kill for you, Meg Thee Stallion," and her just dial it back. Like that was for the culture. I was here for it. I was in my apartment, like, yeah, let's go. Boy, you would have thought Pelicans won the finals the way I was gassed up. But yeah, there's a lot of fun comic book moments, but I think something that's just pure humor and silliness and just a post-credit scene with no stakes was just I didn't realize how much I needed that scene in my life.
Talk about suspending disbelief.
I don't have a marvelous moment this year. I mean, I think there was so much that went on in Wakanda Forever, but the problem here, like always, is that my memory is really bad. So like you could throw Thor Love and Thunder and
Marvel
really all I remember
on this here.
Oh man, all I remember is the Russell Crowe Zeus sitting up at the top, but like it was okay, like you see a lot of stuff going on, and he did the split leg kick where he stopped the two cars from coming at him, but he's a god, so I don't know. I mean, it's fine. It's just a comedic moment.
Thor's a Smurf.
Yeah. So I don't think I had a marvelous moment. I think Brian's pick probably one of the best. That moment where Scarlet Witch goes off on the council, the Illuminati or whatever it is.
The Illuminati.
Yeah, that was a good moment. Not good. That was a jaw dropping moment. For sure. So I'll second Brian. If I had to pick a second one, I think it was probably the moment where Ramonda excoriates Okoye
The
for
Yo,
failing at
that
her
was a good
job.
one.
ooh, yeah, that was
That
good.
moment got me. I could feel it in my bones, especially now that I'm a parent. Like, could feel the worry
Yeah.
and anxiety and just absolute heartbreak that she's going through. So I think that would be
Yeah.
another moment for me that
Mm-hmm.
really stuck out.
There was a lot. When she turned up on the UN, I was thinking about that too. Angela Bassett was just like, oof, she just
Yeah,
shout out to Angela Bassett again, man. She was lifted. She had the
She was
strong
working.
shoulders and them arms. She
Yeah.
was toned like an MF, iced out, turned up on the UN, said, look, man, y'all come with that BS again. We coming with the sticks. I was like, yo, man, that's my queen, you dig? Yeah, there's a lot of
She got
Marvel
her groove
moments in
back.
that movie. Yeah, all of the Talican stuff. Sorry, there's a lot of that movie had that movie had a lot of like, man, I love Marvel moments.
A
But
plus. Biggest choke / fumble of the year. Savon, you're going to present this award. Who gets it?
This is
What gets it?
this is the butt fumble award. Let's name it after what's his
The
name?
opposite helmet catch.
Sanchez.
yeah,
The butt fumble.
there was some big fumbles this year. Is it Love and Thunder? I feel like the fumble because Boba Fett could be in this conversation, bro. Like, honestly, no,
Ooh.
Boba Fett was redeemed by at least being Mando season 2.5. Nah, bro. Love and Thunder was. I mean, nobody wants. It's uncomfortable. Love and Thunder was ass, yo. Like,
I liked it.
like there
Still
were
liked
some
it.
awesome concepts and
Ass
great moments.
fumble.
Like I said, the biggest fumble was just like. If this was like who knows, you do production stuff and studio stuff, Brian. You know how you got the little knob that you push up and down and you adjust them to do different effects and shit.
Yeah, levels.
I feel like there was like the levels across the board were really balanced, and then someone must have been reaching for a cup of coffee or a donut, and then their like hand caught the comedy dial and pushed that joint up to the top, and then they went to like a lunch break or something and left, and no one noticed it and turned it back down.
Someone hit send.
Like,
that was it.
Yeah, and it's just
Great.
like, dang, bro. They didn't triple check. I feel like if that movie had literally just turned the humor down a few notches, you would have had one of the best MCU entries. It would have been an amazing Thor movie. I just think the comedy was too high, and that alone just torpedoed this movie for me. Even if it was intended
love
to
the
be a
goats.
comedy. Like,
yeah, the ghosts they were trying too hard.
Yeah,
with those
and
goats.
it was. And I even said this, before when we did the review of the movie of just there were certain moments where it's like, hey, if you literally just cut that one joke out, this scene is suddenly 10 times better, and it doesn't stop the movie from being a comedy. And so, I said it. Taika just needs he needs a handler. He needs somebody to just reel him in,
He does.
Everybody
What
got
a
the friend who's a
waste
good free. There's a basketball analogy of someone who is a gunner who needs like
Russell
someone,
Westbrook.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's like he's on his Russell Westbrook stuff of like, yo, this is really fun to watch and good to look at, but we don't
I'm
just
the
need some
MVP.
actual. Yeah, but if we don't just have some real consistency and efficiency around him, this is just not gonna work. So like, we need Kevin
That's good.
Durant
All
for Taika's Westbrook.
Fair enough.
Although hopefully Taika doesn't go that full West. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Love and Thunder was basically Lakers Westbrook for him. Let's go.
You guys-
This is the Lakers award now.
For imminent disappointment and just suckage.
How many NBA championships do we have since 2000? Savant? How many does New Orleans have? How many does the Knicks have? I'm just throwing that out there. Just questions, No need answers. Just
It doesn't
questions.
matter. They're still fumbling.
This is big Letterman coming back to the high school energy. Yeah, we were great back in so if it didn't hurt my arm, would have been all state.
That movie is I did like it, but one of you ruined it for me when not ruined it. One of you kind of took it down a peg when somebody said that like literally, what's the bad guy's name in that movie?
Gore,
when Gore could have literally just used his wish to bring back his daughter the whole time instead of using his wish to kill all the gods, like he would have had the same effect. And then they acknowledged it at the end because that's what he ended up doing. Like, oh
Yeah, what a waste of Christian Bale too. That could have been an all-time great villain. I hope Christian Bale went on one of his classic rants to Taika Waititi after the movie came out. Like, you bloke, you've ruined the fucking movie. How could you do that?
Accents are funny, guys. All right, let's move it along. So that was the butt fumble award. We'll go to a more positive direction here. Best prequel or best sequel? Brian, what are you going with here?
So best prequel. Initially, I had Better Call Saul because everything I said about it still holds true. But
You love
in
it.
terms of
You
a
love it.
prequel, I'm gonna go
Or
with
sequel?
Wes's pick. For prequel, I think prequel is different from a sequel. Prequel
'Kay.
is technically a sequel, but happens chronologically before. You're welcome. I explained it to you.
I think
I'm gonna
people
go
know
with
what a prequel is.
Wes's choice of prequel, which I agree with, is Andor because
Yes.
it is the best prequel because for this reason. After Andor, I watched Rogue One, which it is the prequel to, and I couldn't get through it
Which is
at all for the life of me. And that's how you know the prequel is damn good because it makes you forget about everything else that it was supposed to predicate,
be
right?
leading
Like
up to.
the whole Star Wars universe, I could give a rat's ass about now because Andor is that good.
Ooh. Interesting. I
I
haven't gone
don't
back and
know.
watched it. And Rogue One is a prequel on its own right, so there's levels here. All right, let's keep it moving. Most needs to be replaced. I'm giving this award to, and it's kind of fallen under the radar, I think. But Ezra Miller, title character of The Flash, it's just been a mess. It needs to be replaced by DC. I don't know how they're going to release this film with them in it. Just disaster off screen. I mean, has been involved in like assaults and arrests and saying some like outlandish stuff. Just a complete walking disaster nightmare. And I'm not going to be surprised if next year DC just pulls the plug on that movie completely and doesn't release it. I don't know how they can. I know they're starting to like gear up for it, but given the changes they've made with bringing in James Gunn, they might need to just not release that movie.
I mean, they're
I
not
don't know how they're
releasing
gonna.
Batgirl. They pulled the plug on Henry Cavill.
But that was
So who
in
knows?
production. That's different than like that movie is nearly done, right? Like you can sunk cost something that's in production.
No, it was.
But
It was done.
I thought they were
Batgirl
still
was
working on
done.
it.
And I mean, it's a bunch of stuff. They're delaying the movie, but I know also they're cutting the cameos. I think of Superman and maybe Wonder Woman because of the recent changes. It's still a mess, but I think with them though, there was a bunch of the legal stuff they settled out of court, and clearly, basically what I'm saying is that Warner Brothers clearly was like, all right, we just gonna still just triple down, try and clean this up as best we can, because if they wanted to cut them at this point, they could have. Clearly, they're just like, yo, we're just
I
gonna.
think they need to.
I mean, yeah, I think I agree. They're a toxic, depreciating asset for them at this point, but like
Yeah.
clearly they're all in, but they're like sunken cost all in because they are going to release this Flash movie. They already like I think realized that if we cut Miller, we can't like do anything with it. You can't even do like realistically reshoots because of how much time they have in it. So, I mean, this is probably going to be the same thing
But
that
wouldn't
happens with
you
like the
be?
Shazam movie
Wouldn't they
coming
be?
out, right?
I mean, wouldn't they be better off than just not releasing the movie, letting
They
a
don't
new
feel that
person
way.
take over Flash, and then put him in a different movie, build him up again in this new James Gunn universe, and be gone with it? I mean, it just.
I mean, that's part of why
Warner
it's all
Brothers
a mess, right?
and DC cannot get out of their own way. This is just like I'm sure that James Gunn has an opinion on this. I wonder if they're gonna let James Gunn end it before it even comes out. I mean, I know he probably doesn't have the ultimate red pen on that, but needs to be replaced. It's just gonna garner too much negativity. Like they're gonna release it and no one's gonna be excited to see it. Like except people who are a fan of domestic violence and violence in general. So I mean, I guess it'll play good to the January 6th crowd, but that's about it. I don't understand
I mean,
how
people still gonna see
how
the
they
movie.
think this is a
The
good
movie's gonna
movie.
fail for other reasons. Like,
Yeah,
for
exactly.
all the issues that movie has is gonna have, Ezra Miller probably is like
Maybe not
a
number
drop
one,
in
but
the
it's gonna
bucket
be
of.
but it's gonna be a factor. Like I don't think I would go see it. Or like maybe I'd wait till like HBO Max.
Wes, I got news for you. There are a
Taints
lot
it.
of January 6 people.
I mean, maybe that's true too.
Yeah.
All right.
Also,
There are a lot.
yeah, you gonna work yourself into a frenzy if you decide that you're gonna start going to movies based on whether the people involved in it are good people or not. Now, draw your individual lines.
Yeah.
Draw
But
your
this is
personal
beyond.
lines.
This is beyond
But-
like, oh, they just did a few, or like they have different viewpoints than me. This is like clearly acting in bad faith, and it does feel like Ezra Miller probably needs like support, right, and help in a way that is beyond just like, oh, they're just like being a douchebag about it, right? Like maybe there's something else going on there, and like I can have empathy for that. but it doesn't. Yeah, but it doesn't excuse it, right? Either. I can understand maybe there's something going on, and without excusing it and saying that's fine. Like I don't think it's fine. I think what they're doing or what they have done in the past few years, a couple of years, has just been like it's beyond. I mean, they just need to go get some help. Come back when you're ready. I can move on with that, but like not until that point. All right. So most needs to be replaced. You guys got any honorable mentions for this? Probably Savon's gonna go Black Adam here. The Rock.
No, I don't think Black Adam needs to be replaced. Well, actually, no. I mean, but it's already happening. Like, it's not like it's an award. Like, it's gonna happen. They're pulling the plug. They already pulled the plug and all this shit. So it's like I'm giving an award for something that, like, hey, it already came. I'm wishing for something that didn't came true. Like, Christmas came early for the kid. You know, I was very critical of The Rock and his role in Black Adam and his, clear separate trying to. It's clear that he doesn't like Shazam, the character, and doesn't want to be associated with it, but wants to be Black Adam. Like, apparently, there was, like I said, when they pulled the plug on the stuff, there were reports,
I
Brian,
wouldn't be surprised this Dollar General, hero
Shazam literally came before. Shazam literally came before Black Adam. Black Adam only exists because of Shazam. It's just like, that's cool. Point is, Brian, I don't know if you heard this. The Rock apparently, when they offered him he was offered to have like a cameo appearance in the new Shazam movie coming out. He was just like, nah.
I'm too good for that.
We already separated you from your main nemesis because of your desire of it being separate, but you can't even be bothered to even like have a cameo in the thing when they have all this other god stuff happening. I'm like, oh man. So in that regard, again, he's still the people's champion when it comes to wrestling. I want to be clear. The Rock is one of the GOATs. But when it comes to movie acting stuff right now, he has become the people's champ. And it is unfortunate, but that is life.
He's like, The Rock has not come back to Shazam.
I mean, the man is the biggest male movie star on the planet. I don't know that I begrudge him that, given that other mega movie stars would probably do similar things. So I don't know. The man's a global icon. He's got to do what he's got to do.
You don't gotta do that.
I get it.
You can be the face of a franchise and all that, and not shoehorn their production to cater to things that have nothing to do with the character and just your personal brand.
I agree with that.
There's lots of big artists who appear in stuff who are amazing, who still in their movie roles get their ass beat, and still are in a good movie. DiCaprio let himself get mauled by a bear for 10 damn minutes, and you know how many actors. Yeah, like, come on, V. People be getting Emmys and all kinds of awards for way more. You not just the winner role. Like,
yeah,
this is just the kid who gives himself all the powers when you're playing pretend with your friends, or they have to always be the leader. Like, that's very different.
The terrible Dungeons and Dragons player.
Yes.
Right.
Like, The Rock would be the worst person to play D&D with. Oh my God, Wes, thank you. I didn't even think about it that way. Like, that is how you would describe it. He would be the one to make sure he's the main character and he's the strongest character, and everyone else supports him no matter what the campaign or context.
The dragon, or what is it? The Dungeon Master's nightmare here. All right, let's move on. We got a couple more awards. Let's go the biggest. You want to finish with biggest surprises? Is that the deal, Brian? The biggest disappointment / surprise. All right, let's finish with that. Okay, so we're gonna go one more in between, and then we'll get there. So I want to give my man Brian a chance here to award a passion award, a fandom award. To this award is called the Hooray Future Award, not Hurry Future, Hooray Future. Like, good things are coming award. Brian,
down the road, down the road, they're coming.
Are you going
the Hooray
with
Future Award.
DC? Are you going with the?
It is not the James Gunn appointment.
No, Tears of the Kingdom.
It is not for. It is not for the Zelda trailer. It is not for the Last of Us trailer. None of that.
Ooh, okay. What is it for?
It is for New York's very own beloved basketball team, the New York Knicks, going on a 6-game win streak, the first time ever since like 2020 or something. And it's beautiful. They're a bad team. We all know that. They have
can't wait till we release this
pieces.
Show and they're on a 4-game slide.
We all know that they have all these incongruencies in their squad.
All lefties.
But
all power
and we know that Tibbs is not doing a great job. He's not playing the kids. However, things are slowly starting to change. He's starting to give minutes to where minutes are due. And the Knicks have slowly started to figure out things that are kind of working for them. And they're on a 6-game winning streak. And that, my folks, means there is a better future ahead of us. Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
I think the Pelicans
More
had a
side
7-game
talk.
win streak.
Yeah, we need a more side talk NYC. The Pelicans deserve a shout out here too, right? Young team.
Yeah, they on a
Great
talking about
core.
teams that have futures. They were saying we
Zion
didn't
and
deserve a
BI.
basketball team a year ago. Y'all people
did say
saying that.
People did say that.
That was the New
Those
York
people need to be
media
held
people
accountable.
hating. Not
Yeah,
you,
I always
Brian,
liked the
but y'all
Pelicans.
people. Yeah, I know, not you, but your people.
I wanted Zion. So
New Yorkers.
Did it?
So,
I feel like
yeah,
Stephen A. Smith would be the king of that. Like that is a shame. This team deserves a city that wants them. That kind of thing.
Steven, I mean, him and Kendrick Perkins, it's just everybody parroting stuff because once
Carry
your team
on,
gets
carry the
good,
hell on.
Once your team gets good and people start covering you, you realize, oh, okay, cool. So outside of your local beat writer, these people don't know what the hell they're talking about. People be saying stuff like, oh, I feel like you never. I'm like, oh, okay. So just what the other teams feel like when you under the spotlight. Like, oh, these people don't know what the hell they talking
They
about.
watch one game and think they know everything.
Yeah, I'm just like, so-and-so needs more minutes. I'm like, no, he don't. I was like, said something about Jackson Hayes need minutes. I was like, no, he don't. I was telling Tyler one game, like, yo, Jackson Hayes, everything they put him in, something bad happened. Not even 30 seconds later, he gets put in, steps out of bounds, standing in the corner. I was just like, yo, get this Jabronsky out of here. If I hear anybody say something about New Orleans and Jackson Hayes, I'm like, yo, man, go back to New York. No offense, Brian.
New York's a great place to be.
It is.
All right.
Go
Knicks
back
on
for
a
basketball.
6-game win streak. We never thought we'd live to see the day, but things are looking up in the Knickerbockers land. The Lakers land, I don't know. Murky future.
That was dried up. Starting to match Cali a little bit more.
Does that get the Bleak Future Award?
All right,
I mean, I'm with it.
our last award. We're gonna combine this into one, so you guys can take it where you want to take it. We got the biggest disappointment award and the biggest surprise award, but they sort of merged into one award at this point. My biggest disappointment for the year. I got a couple. I got to shout out She-Hulk for just being not as interesting as I wanted it to be. Barber prices have been going up. I think we went from 25 last year to now 40 this year. I'm not about it. I don't love that. My barber has instituted a cancellation cost now. Like if you cancel on him within, a couple of days, I think it's 48 hours, you owe him like basically like $20 or something like that on your next haircut. Like it's getting real out here on these barber prices. Look how long my hair is. I haven't been able to even schedule an appointment. Like barbers are out of control. Barber Joe,
you go
you
bald.
hooked me up. Yeah, Barber Joe hooked me up, but like also, I'm not loving the prices.
Wes, I'll cut your hair for $10.
$10. What do you know about cutting hair? What do you know
You
about?
get what you pay for.
Yeah, boy. That's facts.
Did you guys have a biggest disappointment of the year, Savon?
Brian, go for it. No, Brian, you go.
Yeah, it's She-Hulk.
Yo, get the hell up out of here. Yo, man.
Two votes for She-Hulk.
Y'all tripping.
That was
Y'all on that
was
good
a
gas.
Fun first episode, and then pew, just the plummet. That's it.
I thought She-Hulk was hilarious. Rip it. Them twerking, the dude going to the thing saying just refer to women as females, trying to fit in with like the incels. Oh, y'all tripping, man. She-Hulk was hilarious. Abomination just being a spiritual platitude nonsense dude. All content is pandering. Superhero movies are just a bunch of buff, super rich dudes living out. You think that's not pandering? I think the existence of Iron
That
Man
panders
is
to something
pandering.
I like.
What the fuck about it? Okay, at least you're honest. At least you're self-aware. I'm like, we're not about to pretend like the whole superhero genre is not its own form of pandering, but that is fine. Y'all can have y'all confidently wrong opinions.
Male fantasies.
My biggest disappointment, I would say it was y'all, but I keep a low bar. No, you guys are awesome. No, you guys are awesome. Thank you. No, you guys are awesome. I think biggest disappointment, I don't know, we were talking about like some of the prominent people, but like Elon Musk is not surprising. Kyrie always showed himself to be a hotep clown. Kanye been kind of tripping for Like he been tripping, like he been throwing for decades. I was talking about, I mean, he got worse, obviously, but like none of this is just like, oh my goodness, where did this come from? So if we're gonna talk biggest disappointments, I gotta spin the block, and I'm trying to think of just things I've seen this year. Honestly, no. I'm gonna do biggest surprise. For me, biggest surprise was Prey. Uh I didn't expect. I had a pretty low opinion of a lot of the recent Alien Predator just content over the years. I felt the Predator movies were just too inconsistent in tone, and recent ones just had like really childish humor. And the Alien movies got really philosophical with like, you know, the Prometheus stuff, but then the actual writing and plot was kind of just a mess. And so I've had kind of like a low opinion of that, like just brand series. And Prey was amazing. I just see a random movie on Hulu and it's just, oh, we're just doing old Native Americans going at it with like an OG Predator. I'm like, yo, this was great. We talked about how the action was good, the killing was good. It was a movie
development.
Yeah, you know, like I thought the movie had a very clever conclusion. And again, my favorite part was that the power balancing was amazing. I did not expect to see a Predator movie where the Predator is clearly the strongest, but the Predator is not invincible. And watching these warriors still get good licks in and actually hold their own even before dying, like little like things that if they hadn't done that could have knocked the movie down a little bit for me a lot. And so I didn't expect to see such a good movie on Hulu. I don't know why they didn't release this in theaters. I would have loved to have sat down in a theater and watched that movie. But I hope we get more of that down the line because that caught me. Like I said, I didn't expect it at all. I just saw it and was like, okay, I'm gonna watch it. So I'm gonna go with things I enjoyed. But disappointment, I gotta say Boba Fett, bro. There were just so many.
It wasn't good.
Yeah, and you know, and then it's weird because the people in Andor do more morally ambiguous things than Boba Fett does. So it's like, did they realize after this show that actually we're okay with making our characters be a little morally gray? It was just like, dude, in hindsight makes the show worse because later we see that we're okay with having protagonists do potentially heinous things. So it's like, oh, so you're not gonna do that with the bounty hunter who works for the Nazis? Okay. The space Nazis, whatever, you know. Like, all right.
Space Nazis.
I'm saying, no, they are. For real.
It's what they are.
They even had a line, Boba worked for the Empire. They didn't do nothing with that line. I'm like, oh man, like the it's disappointing because it was the framework was there. It was just they didn't know what they wanted his character to be, and that's unfortunate.
Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, you live long enough to be the hero. No, what is it? You live long enough to be the villain? Something like that. You die.
I just think of it as,
and the hero becomes a villain.
Yeah, I just think
something
of it as
like that.
Even Curry shoots 42% from three. That's how I do.
I love. God, watching Steph Curry and John Morant, one of the best just TV experiences. Just all the things that those guys do is incredible. All right, let's wrap it there. Those have been the awards of 2022 from Confidently Wrong. Let us know what you agree with, what you disagree with. Did we miss a show or movie that you would have given a shout out to for being best of? Our gaming experience obviously can only be so wide. We can't have played every game. Would you have thrown a different game in there for us? I don't know. I mean, we don't claim to know everything. We just claim to be right about the things we do talk about. So let us know. Leave us comments. Put it in the Instagram. Savon will hit you back up or post it on our stories and see what people think. At confidently_pod. This has been real. We'll be back probably in about 2 weeks. And then after that, we may take a small little break due to the holidays, and then we'll be back. All right.
House of Dragon. That's unfortunate.
Oh yeah. Aegon, one-eyed kid.
Yeah, get him. Yeah,
Zombie King.
Shout out to Rhaenyra. That's my queen, you dig? Her and Ramonda. I let them, yeah, come on. They could, come on. Get it. That's my sovereign leaders. Holla at 'em.
What is it? You bend the knee.
I'll bend the knee.
All right. Let's cut it off there. Bye.